I'll be 44 next week.
You be 44
I'm happy.
next week.
I'm very happy about that. The only embarrassment about it, is because I'm not married and I'm not where I want to be.
Now, do you think this society has a big part of it? I just put something
No, I think
up
it was
today.
my fault. Because when I was younger, I could have gotten with the good guys, the ones that were going to college and doing what they wanted to do.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's Eddie here. Today's topic is, let's get into it, then we'll discuss what we're talking about today. Yeah, so hit like, hit subscribe, comment if you can. It helps with the algorithm, and if it helps with the algorithm, it means my channel is being exposed to a lot of people out there. And if a lot of people get to discover my channel, some will subscribe, some will watch my content, and it all starts with you clicking like, subscribe, or comment. Yeah.
Almost 39 years old, never been married, could have been a couple times by now, but there was always something in the pit of my stomach that just said no, this isn't it. And I finally figured out why. I want a marriage. I don't want a wedding. And until you're ready to give yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically to somebody else for the rest of your life, making them your priority over anything else, you're not ready either. And that's okay. That's okay. We as women, we've been taught, you go to school, you get married, you buy a house, you have babies. That might not be your happiness track, and that's okay. But trust me when I say you are looking for a marriage, not a wedding.
So this lady she's in her late 30s. She's almost 40, and she's still looking for Mr. Right. It's always the older ones who comes about with all these conditions. It needs to be spiritual, it needs to be God-fearing. But when she was at her peak, she would go with all the alpha chats, alpha bad boys, who are not all those conditions she's talking about. Now here she is when she's damaged goods, the value has gone down, she wants the best of the best. I can assure you the chances of her finding what she's looking for are almost zero. Here's some advice to the young girls, if there's anybody who's watching me. As a girl or as a woman, your sexual market value, your SMV, is between 18 and 23, maybe 25. When you hit 25, it means you're going to the wrong side of 25. Yeah, as a girl, you're at your peak when you're probably in your early 20s. That's when you have a lot of men flocking around you. Everybody wants you. During that time, you even maybe meet the guy of your dreams. But due to what is called hypergamy, where you think you can always do better than what you have, you leave the best thing you have and try out elsewhere. Even elsewhere, if you find something better, you still feel like you can do better. But before you know it, you're at the wrong side of 20s or late 30s, like this lady here. Most especially when you hit 30, that's when you have that epiphany moment where you'll be like, what? You reflect on your life. You see if you made wrong decisions or the right decisions. If you didn't make the right decisions, you end up like this lady who's almost 40 and she's still looking for that perfect guy of which she's not gonna find, because every guy wants that girl now who's in her 20s, who's at her peak. So the chances of this person finding that Mr. Right, almost zero. And this is what happens. The cycle keeps on going on. These young girls, they can't learn from what's happening to this lady or ladies like her. The cycle will still keep going on the same. These same ones will have their epiphany moment when they reach 30. They will realize that they made bad decisions. Then the girls will come on, it will be the same. So, if you're a smart girl, lock down a high value man, a guy you're attracted to, when you're at your peak of your SMV, at your peak of your sexual market value. When you do that, you end up being happy instead of just being hypergamous. Hypergamy simply means, as a woman, you always want something better than what you have, and of which you get most of the time when you're at your best. But that epiphany moment does come. The guy's SMV starts in his 30s. It grows in his 30s. Because financially, most guys get to be better in their 30s. So when they're at their SMV, at the base of their SMV, they won't want to be with a woman like a householder. They want the best, of which the best are those young girls who are in their early teens or early 20s. That's just how it is. Yeah. Check out another video of this lady complaining about the same thing we're talking about here. She didn't utilize her best years. Now she's at her worst. She's complaining now, and here she is being depressed. And if you can't lock down what you want in your later stage, maybe in your late 20s or 30s or whatever, that's why most of them turn out to be angry, bitter women. Most of them turn out to be feminists, or whatever that crap is. Yeah. If you're lucky, you're in your 30s or late 20s, you get to meet the guy you like. Knock him down. This thing of thinking you can always do better doesn't work out well in almost all the cases. Only few cases of which, well, I will always say there's always an exception to the rule. But that exception to the rule doesn't become a rule. Yeah. Check it out.
Okay. So I'm about to be 34 years old. I'm single. I have been single for several years now. I have dated on and off in those few years, but nothing's really become serious. You know, most of the time being single can be pretty great, but there are situations where it draws unwanted attention, like, you know, going to weddings or family gatherings and everybody's there with their husbands and their kids and you're just like the awkward one sitting at the kid table. For the most part, I try not to let my relationship status get to me, but yes, I would like to meet someone special. It would be nice if they did hurry up and get here. And happily single isn't really spoken about too much. A lot of times it's frowned upon. So the issues I kind of run into at my age being single is a lot of times the older generation, sorry, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I'm gonna try to get through this video without
Those are crocodile tears. In as much as I might be empathetic, sympathetic, whatever, those are crocodile tears. How many better guys did she leave out there who cried, whatever? And here she is in her late 30s, whatever, crying about whatever bad decisions he made. She needs to be accountable, and everybody who makes bad decisions, you need to be accountable. Blame yourself for it. Of course, maybe if you're a Christian, you might say God has forgiven you. But even if God has forgiven you, there are always consequences to your choices. Every action has got consequences. Even if that action is a good action, it's got consequences. Or it's got an end result. The end result may be a good one, or the consequence might be a good consequence. Yeah. So that's just how it is.
Anyways, so a lot of issues that I run into being single at my age is a lot of times the older generation of people, friends, family, whatever, will kind of be like, why are you still single? You're so beautiful. Why is someone like you still single? And, you know, sometimes it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, like you're not deserving of love. I find in my 30s, you kind of tend to be a little bit more picky with what you want because of what I've been through in life. Now, if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know the struggle that I went through in a previous relationship and how much it kind of broke me and ruined my soul.
Bullshit.
And it took a lot of healing to get to the place where I am now. And because I've reached that place, I kind of have set my standards pretty high. Issue I deal with is, I don't know why I'm getting so choked up. Another issue that I deal with is you're kind of left alone a lot of times.
Well, you better go get some cats.
Because by now, most of your friends are kind of married with kids. And then your friends get together, their kids play together, and you kind of don't have that same thing in common, whereas I want to go out maybe to a nice bar or a patio and have a drink and maybe try to meet somebody while I'm out, but there's nobody to go out with because your friends have to be home because their kids have to go to bed early, or, you know. So when it actually comes to dating life at my age, I basically have to resort to online dating, which is a pretty scary thing nowadays. And a lot of times I'm finding I'm either getting men who are way too young that are interested, or the complete opposite that are way too old. The guys my age, which is what I'm looking for, someone you know between, you know, maybe 34 to 37 would be my nice age bracket. But they're still like not ready to grow up. I don't know what it is with this culture and this time that we're living in. I don't know what it is. I'm not ruling out a guy that is in his 40s, but usually what happens at that point is a guy that's in his 40s is probably already divorced with kids. And I'm still not ruling out the possibility that I want to have kids one day, so the likelihood that this person will want to have more kids is probably slim to none. Or they could have probably had a vasectomy for all I know. I have no idea. Sorry guys, I just had to take a break. I'm getting kind of choked up here. I don't think this video is going to be so hard to do. So what else usually happens, if I meet a guy that's usually around my age, because my clock is ticking, you know, I know what I want in life. I'm looking for someone who's wanting to settle down and, you know, have something serious. But if you're out on like a first date and these are the topics that you bring up with the guy, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to date somebody for like 3 months and find out this guy is not wanting anything serious at all. Like, I want to be point blank, like straight to the point, like this is what I'm wanting out of life, like. And usually if you bring that topic up too early, it will usually send the guy running.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Or you look crazy. So what really bothers me, okay, this is gonna be hard. What really bothers me at my age is that within the last 2 years I lost my grandparents, both 9 months apart. I just struggle with the guilt that I let them down because they're never gonna get to see me have kids.
That's sad. But coming back to the topic, it is what it is. If you make a bet, you have to lie in it. The decisions she made, she has to face the consequences. And she has to accept it. Yeah, it is what it is. Now let's living a life of abundance, sum it up. Check it out. Sum it up.
Young, when you are in your prime, it is best for you to cash in all your chips, or this is going to happen to you.
I'll be 44 next week.
You'll be
I'm happy.
44 next week.
I'm very happy about that. The only embarrassment about it, like, is because I'm not married and I'm not where I want to be.
Now, do you think this society has a big part of it? I just put something up
No, I think it was
today.
my fault. Because when I was younger, I could have gotten with the good guys, the ones that were going to college and doing what they wanted to do. But instead, I got with the bad boys on the street. And then now it's just kind of too late because all the guys that are my age are taken, all the good ones. And all the guys that are the bad ones, they're just out there acting like they're 20, 30 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
It was fun, you know, the fast money, it was fun, but I can't. That's the reason why I'm not married now, dealing with those type of men.
What?
I feel now that I have a standard, and because of the standard that I have, the guys that I had, so many guys, like, you know, phone was ringing, I'm out and about all day long. Now it's about the standard that I'm requiring, and if you don't have that standard, I'm not dealing with you. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. You know, I want to get married.
No man wants to wife up leftovers.
She belongs to the street.
So I'm gonna end this video by saying, get up, dust up, go win.